Well, hey my YouTube family, welcome back to Tracy's Rhythmic Life, where we grow, create, and live rhythmically together. Today I will be doing a little bit of planting a few seeds. I will be direct sowing them out in the garden, but we're supposed to get some rain for a day or two, and I'm kind of skeptical of putting the seeds out in the garden, so I would just put them in a container to let them grow and get up some size, and then I would transplant out in the garden. I thought I would bring you all along. Okay, right here I have some soil that I have already used, and I will just be filling these containers here. I'm not going to even worry about these because they are a little small, so I'm just going to go ahead on and use these containers here so they have a little bit more room to grow and expand until I'm ready to transplant. I won't worry about watering yet. I'll just water after I have planted the seeds. I'm not too much worried about any cold, because I think the cold has pretty much ceased now. The only lows that we've been getting lately is the low 50s, some 60s. So what I plan on planting, let me set this aside. Okay, what I plan on planting today is some cherry tomatoes, some squash, and some zucchini. Most of these are, you can start, most of those seeds, you can start sowing those in April. But since it's already the end of March, I thought I would go ahead on and at least just, I would have direct sown them out in the garden. But with this chance of rain for a couple of days this week, I said, nah, I better just do them in containers, because I still have time to get them in the ground. All right, I have 6 of these already ready, so I'll go ahead on and try to go ahead on and get the seeds going. All right, y'all, let me get back to the table. Okay, what I will be planting is the summer squash, the cherry tomatoes, eggplant, some Clemson spineless okra, and some dark green zucchini. All right, y'all. I have my little garden tool that I will be doing little holes. And I have my labels here and my marker. Some of these are already that I have used for last season. Probably have to start from scratch, because these, I'm not planting any of those. Okay, I'm gonna start with my zucchini. Okay. And like I said, I will just water these after I am done with the seeds. And these are the dark green zucchini that I will be starting with. On these zucchinis, you know, you start planting these in a sunny location. You can start thinning them out when the plants get about 3 inches tall. Okay, and avoid the weeds. Mulch heavily once you get it in the ground to help keep the moisture in. And you start planting these pretty much when the danger of frost has surpassed, which I think it is past in our area. Okay, and this is what these seeds look like, y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna do 1 seed per slot. And what I would do is just plant more. Direct sow once the rain has surpassed if I see that I need to. Okay, that's the zucchini. I'm gonna do the eggplant next. Now the eggplant, it takes 5 to 10 days to germinate. It says to sow directly into the garden, but that's only in warmer climates. But I'm just starting them in these containers because we are supposed to get a couple of days of rain, and it's supposed to come this afternoon on into tomorrow. So, and I just don't feel comfortable direct sowing them in the ground with this much rain coming and not knowing, you know, I hate for them to get washed away or displaced in another area. So I'm just gonna sow them in these containers, and as they germinate and get up, you know, a good enough size to transplant, and you know, I'm hoping that I'm able to transplant these outside with no problem. But if not, I have plenty of more, you know, and if push come to shove, when I see that we're getting, you know, a good bit of days or a week without any rain, I can direct sow these into the ground. And this type of eggplant is called a black beauty. Okay, let me do my label. And these seeds are very, very tiny. Okay, I'm gonna try to let you see. This is what those look like. All right, I'm gonna get my hose. Now these, I probably put 2 seeds per hole, per slot rather. If I can pick up 2 at a time, they're so small. There we go. All right, got that done. And I'm gonna start with my cherry tomatoes. You know, this is a part of that bunch that did not germinate, the tomatoes. So I'm just trying them again. And like I said, most of these I would have direct sown out in the garden, but with this couple of days of rain, I didn't want to take any chances. We have a long growing season when it's summertime or have warm weather in this area, zone 8B. Okay. So tomatoes, one of the garden hints with these cherry tomatoes, it says that they cannot tolerate frost. So that was part of my problem when I did these indoors. But we are having a good bit of days of warm weather. I think the cold has ceased, like I mentioned before, but that's a chance that we're always taking when we are trying to rush and start planting early, because it says to start these like in April through July for outdoors, which is about right, even though it's still March. It's almost April. Now these cherry tomato seeds kind of look like the eggplants. You can see what these look like. We have plenty of tomatoes already out in the garden that hubby has already planted outside. You know, even though, you know, I had the trouble of germinating them inside the house over the winter. I'm gonna put 2. So I'm not gonna worry about trying to plant the regular tomatoes, because he has the other size tomatoes in the garden, but we didn't have the cherry tomatoes, so I thought I would go with these cherry tomatoes. All right, y'all, I'm praying that I see some type of growth with these cherry tomatoes, with all of them at least. And the other one is the okra. Now, I have never grown okra before. This is my first time. Okay. So I did have enough. Let's see what these look like. Okay, it says it takes anywhere from 12 to 14 days before you see some type of germination. You should start planting these anywhere from between April and June, and it takes full sun. Okay, and this is what the spineless okra seeds look like, y'all. I'm just gonna put 1 seed, so that's 6. All right. Okay, y'all, I'm done with these seeds. I'm gonna go ahead on and water these and just sit them out, and hoping that they would germinate within a couple of days to maybe a week. And I think I should not have any problems with these since the weather is very warm now. And I will go ahead on and water these and sit these to the side. And this concludes my video. Okay, I want to thank you all for coming along with me as I start planting some of my summer seeds, so they can go ahead on and germinate and get them out in the garden. And if you would, please subscribe, like, and I will see you all in my next video. Have a great afternoon.